플로어가 다시 한번 이제 여러분들의 사랑을 받을 준비가 되어 있고 계속 사랑을 받고 있다라는 것 자체도 굉장히 좀 가슴 뜻뜻하게 느끼고 있는 부분들이 많습니다.
네, 맞습니다. 여러분들 응원의 글들도 많이 남겨주시면 좋을 것 같고요. 항상 그 건의의 글들로 가끔은 응원도 해주셔야 또 저희가 굉장히 좋지 않을까 이런 생각이 듭니다. 자, 경기 돌아왔습니다. 한상무의 최우선 선수. 자, 경기 준비 끝났는데요. 16강 B조 8강의 마지막 티켓은 누구한테 갈지 서킷 브레이커입니다. 경기 가보도록 하죠.
Alright, here we go into the final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Quanro versus Sock. And it looks like we're going to be allying Quanro here at the top left as the yellow Zerg. Notice, by the way, that Sock has the same HTML tag as Bisu because they are playing on SKT or former SKT in the Sonic Pro League. Who I think is most likely to take SSL9? Who's left? I don't know. I can't remember who's left. I would look at Liquipedia, but I don't want to get spoiled on this game. So after this game, I'll go and look on Liquipedia to see who's left in the tournament, and then I can tell you who I think is probably going to win. Okay, so Sock lost the first series, but it was kind of silly. So in game number 1, it was very, very strange. He went for 1-Rex expand into fast science vessel build and just failed to build enough turrets to hold off what was a very standard 3-hatch muta. And in the second game, he stopped the 9 pool of Quanro kind of just barely, and then just did a pretty standard move out. And Quanro was a little bit delayed, so he kind of died at his third base before his lurkers could finish. And then in the third game, we just had like a 2-hatch lurker all in, and Sock didn't see it in time, so he died. And now it's a best of 1, so that's some kind of weird all in. Could certainly happen again. And it looks like we're going to have a 12 hatch here from Quanro. I do like this better than a 9 pool. 9 pool generally not very good in ZVT, I think. Not nearly as good as in ZVP at least. And the Korean commentators apparently just said something amazing or something. I don't know if you guys heard that. They just all just did made a funny sound. So looks like the drone scan now is gonna see Sock. And he's gonna see nothing too interesting. There's no wall in or anything. Just a normal barracks at the top of a ramp. Almost certainly going to be a 1-Rex expand here from Sock. And what is Quanro gonna do? Looking at his base, he's gone for the 12 hatch. I don't see anything just yet. Oh, I think the pool's down as well. Yep, so I'm actually almost done. But that's all normal. For some reason, I hear Zerglings in the audio. Do you guys hear that? Oh wait, is that just the Terran music? I could have sworn I heard Zerglings like attacking a Terran building, or basically attacking any building. You know, the kind of really rapid thumping noise that they make. Maybe there was just like some drum line in the Terran music and I just got confused. Man, that was really weird. I was like looking at the map, I was like, wait, the pool's not done. How could there be Zerglings attacking a building? Oh my god, I don't know what just happened there, but that was weird. I am going crazy apparently. And that is a depot, that is not a bunker. Is that supposed to be a depot? That's kind of a weird depot. I don't know what's going on there. It's not even like blocking anything, it's just kind of out there in the middle of the map. Is there enough space between the depot and the command center to build a bunker? Because if there is, then that's good. If there's not, then that's not good. In the meantime, SCVCs, of course, it is going to be a normal 3-hatch build. Yeah, I really wish we could see the natural again. Because I don't know what was up with that depot. Come on, show the natural. Show the natural. Show the natural. Stop showing the SCV. I know there's an SCV here. Show me the natural. Yes, there is enough space between the depot and the barracks, or sorry, and the command center to build a bunker. That's good. Okay, in that case, he can build a bunker there, and that depot will actually really help block any kind of Zerglings surrounding the bunker, which Quanro, as we know, is very prone to do. So that is actually a fantastic depot. I just didn't realize there was enough space there between those buildings. Good job, Sock. I approve. In the meantime, this SCV is actually proving to be quite tenacious. This is actually surviving a little bit longer than I think it should. I don't know if he caught that spire being planted, but he obviously knows it's a spire, seeing no den around. So yeah, he knows it's 3H Muta, and he's not done a fast vessel build. He's just decided to play it normally this time. Gone 2 Rax Academy after the 1 Rax expand is standard, as you can basically be in this matchup from both players, really. So it will just come down to maximum skill in a long game, I think. Boop, 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 boop. And looks like some Zerglings are running to God knows where. I don't know why they were running out to the bottom right. Maybe potentially hoping to intercept a random SCV. Looks like Quanro's going to go for the pre-Muta Ling run in here. He doesn't have that many Lings, but it looks like maybe 10 or 12. So he can go for it here if he does want to, or maybe he's just leaving them there so when the Mutas come out he has some Lings to play with. But it looks like he's going to do a small poke in there, see the depot, and see the Marines, and not going to try it. No, is he going to try it? Okay, he's sort of faking it. Maybe he's just trying to scare Sokka a little bit. But, I mean, there's just enough stuff there that the Lings would do basically nothing. And we do have a 5 Rax here from Sok. Now, I don't think he got the fast engineering bay, right? It was just a 2 Rax Academy. So it's not like a fast +1 5 Rax. It's 5 Rax without the +1, unless I could be completely mistaken. There could be an engineering bay that I just completely missed somehow. I definitely thought it was just an academy, though. And, ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Hidden third base at the bottom right main here. Very, very interesting. Maybe because of that that game that Quanro lost, which was in fact on this map, where his lurkers of the third weren't in time, he's decided to just put the third at a hidden location. Although in this case, the game's opened up a little bit differently, so I would have expected his lurkers to be on time anyway against any kind of early Marine attack. But, well, he's done it. You know, he's gone for that option, and it's definitely not bad. Especially later on, once you get Nidus Canal, the base location doesn't even matter. You just get instant reinforcements straight away. And here we go. Looks like the Mutas are going to start trying to pick off some of these Marines. Now note that, you know, Quanro flew into the main, saw a bunch of turrets, and immediately pulled back, and is just now trying to micro down these Marines. And oh man, he's going in. Part of the Marines are split. The Marine forces are split, but he's got to be careful. He cannot go in here. There's too many reinforcements coming out. He's got to not get stuck here with the Mutas. But the thing is, going 3H Muta, you don't need to do too much damage to your opponent's economy or anything like that. All these Mutas really need to do is delay the Marines and buy enough time for lurkers to get out. You do not need to damage or kill your opponent. Just delay, 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 whittle down the Marine force, keep your third base safe. As long as the third base gets up with lurkers in time, then the Mutas have done their purpose. So that's why Quanro didn't commit overly aggressively there in the main. I like that. The problem is, though, that it doesn't look like his micro is quite good enough to stop these Marines. It looks like he is going to grab a good number of them at the front, but reinforcements are coming out, so he's got to be very careful. +1 attack is now done for the Marines. There's only one something finished in the natural, but a few more links come out, and it looks like Sok is going to pull back just a little bit, maybe to regroup with these reinforcements. And oh, the SCV has spotted the bottom right. However, the Marines are a little bit far away. I think if lurkers start morphing now, they will be in time. I saw one Hydra there. Oh my god, but there's only... Oh my god, there's only one Hydra again. Is this going to be the same as the first game? Or sorry, the second game that they played in their series, their initial series? It looks like at least he's got some more Muta Ling on the map this time. But one lurker, he needs another one. He needs that second Hydra to be a lurker right now. That second Hydra needs to get on that. Needs to like just drink some growth hormone or something and become a lurker double time. Because these Marines are heading down to the ramp. Oh my god, this is not going to be in time. He's going to grab as many Marines as he can. Is the lurker finished? The lurker's finished though at the top of the ramp. Is it going to be enough? I don't know if that's enough. If the Mutas fly around and actually go and support the lurker on the top of the ramp, it might be enough. Oh my god, this is ridiculously close. He's morphing the other lurker at the back. If that finishes and borrows the ramp, okay, he's gonna borrow the ramp. Okay, he's fine. Okay, I don't know what the hell that lurker's doing, but now he's okay. Wow, that random lurker actually did a good amount of damage there. I don't know what this drone is doing, but Quanro barely survives there. That was very close. I was dreading that this game would just suddenly end again. But it looks like Quanro does manage to hold it off with some clutch Muta and Ling defense. And you know, even though he lost most of his Mutas in that attack, it's not the end of the world. Again, the Mutas, the main purpose of them was so this base would get up alive, and they've done their job. Of course, it is nice to always have a few Mutas left over, so later on you can just, you know, make a Great Aspire and, you know, maybe make a few Guardians in the back of the Terra Natural. It's a pretty popular move to do, though. We'll see if Quanro decides to do that. His Hive isn't quite ready just yet. And now we do have plenty of lurkers here at the bottom right. So yeah, Quanro is in an alright position, and so is Sok, in fact. Looks like some more Marines moving out, but there are some lurkers now, so these Marines can't do too much once the lurkers borrow. Now, one interesting thing about Quanro taking that bottom right base very quickly is that if this game was to go to, you know, like a long 45+ minute game, Terran would have wanted to take that base and, you know, maybe do a big mech switch there and make a bunch of factories, because whoa, what is going on here? That's not good. But, you know, oh, if you can bait them, no. But you see, Terrans oftentimes will take another main and just start pumping factories when they go for their late game mech switch, but because Quanro's already taken this base, it's not going to be quite as easy for Sok to do that. Now we do have a dropship coming in. He's going to get spotted by an Overlord. There is also a Sunken already morphing in the main. And it looks like, yeah, Quanro has seen it, so he should be able to defend this quite comfortably here with the fast or with the good spotting and with the Sunken Colony. However, it looks like even though the drop might not do that much damage, it is pulling a lot of the forces back and allowing the main Terran army to move across the map here. So Sok is going to run right up to Quanro's natural and start sieging it down. Now the question is how close Defilers with Consume are, but oh my god, they're whole lurkers! Oh no, this could be terrible! Oh no, Sok! Oh my god, that could have been a lot worse. He loses a lot of the Marines. I think Quanro should have waited 5 more seconds and he could have got way more Marines, but it looks like he's coming in the back with a lot more lurkers. The vessel is there, but that vessel needed to be there first. That's why you always wait for the first vessel before doing the big move out. That is exactly why. And here we go. There's the big move in. A lot of lurkers. I don't think Sok can hold this. He might escape with a few Marines. He's trying to do a good spread here, but the tanks are getting obliterated, and Quanro doesn't even need to wait for the Defilers with the help of a very nicely placed stop lurker move. He is able to crush the first Terran attack with just his lurker Ling. Very nicely done. Although on the other hand, it looks like there's another drop here at the bottom right main. Quanro's actually just been moving out to take this natural, but if the Nidus Canal goes down, this base could fall. There is one Sunken there. He needs to get back to the Nidus before it dies. Is he going to get to the Nidus? He does get some units back to the Nidus. Oh my god, that was very close. The Nidus Canal is very close there to dying, but he is going to clean up that drop. And Quanro is looking in good position now here in the final match. Remember, again, this is a best of 1 to see who's going to advance. And Sok, does he even have another command center building? Is he at least building one in his main base? I don't even know. But this is hugely problematic if the Zerg's taking a 4th and he's not taking a 3rd. And, you know, Hive Tech is well on its way. And there are the Defilers. Presumably they have consumed. There is another drop going in the main base, though. I don't know if Quanro's paying attention. Quanro did show some slightly lacking multitask earlier on. But here we go. He's going forward into the main. The thing is, this is a nice, pretty big open center for the map. So there's a lot of space for Sok's Marines to run around. It looks like there's a drop in the main base. Gonna take out that Sunken Colony. Easy peasy. Some Lings are moving back, but a decent amount of damage being done by these Marines. It looked like just now also a few Marines randomly suicide into Lurker, so that wasn't good. But here we go. The Marines actually going to try and run into a better position. The Lings coming in, though. I think the Lings... Actually, the Lings don't look like they have adrenal glands. I don't think those are cracklings. They look like normal Lings to me. Okay, no, crack just finished. Okay, adrenal glands just finished. I suddenly saw the Zerglings like attack at double speed, so it looks like adrenal glands just finished there as I pointed that out. Looks like even building, even upgrades are like suffering from the Sayle curse here. As soon as I say one thing, the opposite happens. But yeah, Sok is Oh, this could be good though. Oh no, the Lurkers were on borrowed. Oh my god, I don't know what was going on over here. At least Quandro has the bottom left main though, but this is a much needed minor victory for Sock here. 3 free Lurkers and the free hatchery. Very, very important to keep him in the game. But with that bottom left base, Quandro should be able to get a Nidus Canal over there. He doesn't have one just yet. And are we going to see a Plague? Yeah, nice Plague. It doesn't quite get as many as I thought it would, but decent nonetheless. He needs to get a few more units out here, though. He doesn't have very many units coming out of this Nidus. He does have another Defiler, and there's the Swarm, and he should be okay now. Yeah, Saga is just going to pull back. Not going to force the issue. Meanwhile, he does have his own Mineral only now, finally. And even though it's a Mineral only, because he's playing Bio TVZ, it doesn't really matter. Minerals are the important resource for him anyway. It looks like, meanwhile, a couple of Zerg units poking at the front. Gonna get pushed back by the siege tanks. Wow, it looks like 0-0 upgrades still for the Zerg. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't have Carapace yet. Really should have Carapace by now. Usually you get your first evolution chamber at the same time as you get your Lurker. Sorry, your Hydralisk Den. So I'm very shocked that he does not have any upgrade. Meanwhile, he's facing 1-1 Marines. I don't know if he just forgot or it was just saving gas or something. That's quite strange. He really needs to get on that, because if he goes to the late game severely under upgraded, that's gonna be so bad. Anyway, it looks like Quandro trying to take this base once again. I don't know why he doesn't just go for the bottom left natural instead of this one. But, well, looks like he's got it. Plague? Oh, Plague! Nice little mini spread plus block with those 3 Marines by Sock. That was quite good. He knew what was going on, so just had to stop that. Anyway, it looks like there are actually 2 evolution chambers in the main. So no, maybe he skipped the initial evolution chamber that I mentioned you're supposed to take when you make the den, and just went for double evos later anyway, later on to try and catch up. Still seems slightly strange to me. Maybe he just forgot. Anyway, the Marines have now heading down to the bottom left, and they have a bunch of fire bats, so Darkstorm isn't going to do too much. Filer doesn't even seem to have enough energy for a Plague or anything, or maybe just going to run back and do a Swarm. No, he does have a Plague down, but doesn't really get that much. And there's a Nidus Canal here, but there's no units. Okay, there the units are finally coming in. He actually built a Nidus Canal sort of at the bottom right, so it's a little bit further away from the Terran attack. And it looks like, wow, these units just running straight over a Lurker, taking a lot of casualties, but perhaps going to force a cancel on that hatchery once again. Really action-packed game here between Sock and Quandro, a lot closer than the first series. This game by itself might actually be better than that whole series combined. At the very least, it's a lot closer. A nice snipe on that vessel. A lot of vultures coming in though, and oh my god, these defilers! Ah, run away, drones! What are you doing? Drones! No, not that way! Oh, but there's an Ultralisk. There's an Ultralisk, but all the drones are gonna die. Yeah, Plague on the fire bats! There's a lot of fire bats, but they are all gonna be at 1 health. The Ultralisk falls though to the spider mines. The defilers are gonna fall. The hatchery is gonna fall once again. And it looks like, though, with the Dark Swarm here, wow, even drones are going to fight here. I don't know why drones are fighting, but hey, the more the merrier. But it looks like we have the beginnings of the mech switch here from Sock. At the very least, he's adding on a lot of speed vultures with spider mines, obviously. And that is causing some havoc here for the Zerg. The Zerg has a very difficult time in the late game dealing with the mech. Yeah, it looks like we have tanks as well, so I actually haven't seen the barracks lifted yet, but it looks like we're seeing the beginnings of the mech switch. Although, with no 3rd gas yet, actually, I don't get. Maybe you don't necessarily need a 3rd gas as much if you're going mass vulture. But the thing is, the Zerg in the late game here has a difficult time facing this because obviously they want to be go. So far, they've been going Lurker, Ling, Defiler, and none of those things is good against spider mines, right? So mass vultures with mass spider mines everywhere is a huge pain in the butt for the Zerg. I mean, Ultras also are not so good against spider mines. So it's a little bit annoying, and you know, the Zerg oftentimes will... Usually, actually, they don't even necessarily get that many Hydras to deal with it, even though Hydras are kind of maybe the obvious choice to help clear mines. Usually, the Zergs actually just, like, run random groups of Zerglings through things instead of making Hydras. Not 100% sure why. I guess unupgraded Hydras aren't going to do too much anyway. You might as well just sacrifice a few Zerglings here and there. It's a little bit easier, and you don't have to worry about overlords and whatnot. At least Guanro's been doing a fairly decent job of scourging these science vessels, and it's like one Ultra just running amok in the mineral line there, but should get cleaned up pretty quickly. And it looks like Guanro might actually find this 3 o'clock base as well. Oh, he's gonna do a mind drag? No, he's just gonna die. Oh no, he's in minimum range. Is that SCV gonna kill the Ultralisk? Please let the SCV kill it. Oh no, the Vultures killed it. Man, that would have been amazing if the SCV killed that Ultralisk. Anyway, that base is defended. The 3 o'clock base is up now. Guanro, he had a couple of lings over there. I think he's aware of it. I'm not actually sure, but he's got to be careful here because Sok is really pulling himself back in the game. I mean, earlier, you know, after Sok lost his initial push and was at 2 base to 4, it was looking a little bit dangerous, but suddenly Sok has managed to get to this late game TVZ situation, and super late game TVZ is extremely difficult even for the best Zergs. You know, and so for Guanro to play this long ZVT against Sok, I think is going to be very, very challenging. I'm a little bit nervous for him. You can see Sok really pushing the multitasking here of his opponent, just attacking non-stop all the bases, you know, vultures everywhere and mines and all sorts of craziness. Looks like this little attack is going to get cleaned up fairly quickly, but Guanro, though, is no slouch either. He's going in for another attack here on the mineral line at the mineral only, and there's actually only a single Vulture coming to defend against 3 Ultralisks. Okay, finally, a few units coming up. He's got to be careful. 3 Ultralisks are going to kill a lot of stuff here. Look at this, just eating the tanks alive. Oh, man. Guanro is moving down. I think the reinforcements and the mines are going to clean that up. Ooh, boom. See, that's why the mines are just amazing. But here we go. A couple of Ultras now coming over to the 3 o'clock. Are they going to force a lift here? 3 Ultras. Looks like this is Guanro's method of attack here. The Ultralisk Musketeer groups. Just send 3 Ultras in and they'll take care of everything. And I guess they kind of will because Ultras are pretty badass. I'm actually not sure who would win in a fight between a Musketeer and an Ultralisk. Anyway, whoa! Looks like another attack here. SCV is trying to do a mass block, mass repair on the tanks, but it's not enough. And it looks like suddenly, with the 3 o'clock gone and a lot of the tanks cleaned up, Guanro is busting through here. I didn't realize, but now that I suddenly look at the minimap with the 3 o'clock gone and the main and the natural effectively mined out, Sok is, I think, only mining on his mineral only. I mean, his main looks like he has a few minerals left, but presumably he's very, very low. And Guanro has 6 bases on the map. I think Guanro's done it yet again. I mean, Sok really should be better than Guanro, but if he loses this game, he'll be 1-3 against Guanro in this group, and it's looking very much like that's going to happen here. And a bunch of Scourge coming in, the vessels, well, that should have split those Scourge to get all the vessels, but either way, I think Guanro has this game in the bag. Oh my goodness, Sok is just distance mining now to I don't even know where. Zerg units pouring into his base. I don't know if it was a good time to go for this mech switch. He seemed to do it quite early after just taking the mineral only. I don't think he could really support it. Maybe should have just stayed on bio, but GG from Sok. Guanro, against I think a lot of people's expectations, is now in the round of 8. I do not think very many people would have picked Guanro to get out of this group. I don't know what the liquid bet says in the percentages, but seriously, Guanro getting out of a group with Mine, Sok, and Bisu, that is very impressive indeed. Sok seems awfully cheerful considering he just got knocked out of the tournament. So I don't know if he realizes what's happened, but wow, very, very good game though in the end there. Very well fought by both players. I sort of forgive Sok for some of his earlier stupidity in the first series, but hey, it happens. So huge congratulations to Guanro and Bisu. I think we're going to have a winner's interview with Guanro now. But that is all the games we have for tonight. So thank you all very much for watching. The VODs from today will be on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SayleBW. And of course, I will be casting this Saturday's game live. It will be Group C, which will have... Let me see. Oh, wait. Before we do anything, hold on. We need to celebrate this victory from Guanro. Yes.
오늘 마지막 B조 8강 진출자는 한상모 선수입니다. 박수 부탁드릴게요.
Alright, let's see.
네, 한상모 선수 아프시다는 말이 무색할 정도로 오늘 굉장한 플레이를 보여주셨는데 네, 소감 어떠세요?
사실 진짜 어제까지는 보통 그 선수들이 그 방송을 하잖아요. 근데 방송까지 안 하면서 제가 어제까지 진짜 좀 나름대로 열심히 연습을 했거든요. 근데 오늘 아침에 진짜 갑작스럽게 너무 아파가지고 좀 오늘 경기는 좀 포기를 해야겠다 이런 생각까지 들었는데 좀 이렇게 이기게 돼가지고 좀 되게 다행이다라는 생각도 들고 예 경기장에 안 왔었으면 아예 예, 이런 기쁨도 누리지 못했을 텐데 네 지금 굉장히 기쁜 것 같아요. 네.
네. 그러면 최종전이어서 많이 긴장은 안 되셨나요?
아 지금 너무 지금 힘이 없어서 예, 긴장할 힘도 없는 것 같아요. 네.
그러셨구나. 그럼 지금 우리 한상모 선수의 말을 들어보니까 연습을 굉장히 많이 하셔가지고 오늘 아프셨던 것 같은데, 네, 그쵸?
네, 좀 나름대로 열심히 하긴 했는데 예, 이상하게 오늘 아침부터 좀 아프더라고요. 예. 그래가지고. 네, 제가 그리고 네, 열심히 해서 네 이렇게 예, 아픈 것 같네요. 예.
와 진짜 그러면 아프셨는데도 이렇게 멋진 모습으로 8강에 진출하셨는데 어디까지 가실 생각이신지?
일단은 굉장히 그 오랜만에 열리는 리그라서 일단 좀 지금 8강이잖아요.
네.
솔직히 8강도 굉장히 만족을 하고 있긴 하거든요. 근데 좀 가능할 수만 있다면 좀 결승까지 한번 결승 무대를 한번 다시 경험해보고 싶네요.
네, 결승 무대까지 가시는 거 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 지금까지 한상모 선수와 인터뷰 나눠봤고요. 오늘 B조 8강 진출자는 김태경 선수와 한상모 선수입니다. 두 분 정말 축하드린다고. 네, 감사드립니다. 네, 날이 갈수록 지금 경기가 점점 더 박진감이 넘치고 있는데 이번 주 토요일 C조 경기는 어떻게 될지 정말 궁금한데.
Alright. So since people were asking, sorry, who my freaking scroll. Alright, who I picked to advance. So I think Bisu is the hold on, get out of the way, chill. Alright, so Bisu is the obvious choice among the players remaining. Looks like this group actually hasn't been updated yet on Wikipedia. But Bisu is the obvious choice, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Piano. So depending on the bracket, I think we'll probably see, or I think we could see Piano versus Bisu in the finals. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Piano can win TVP against Bisu because he plays Terran and Bisu plays Protoss, so that's not gonna work. But I think Piano has a good shot here. Like Jangbi is cool, but he was in horrible shape in the round of 32. Hero can't win ZVT, and Movie seemed in terrible shape as well. Well, not really terrible. That's not really fair, but it's kind of dubious. I don't know. I'm not sure how well Haya has been playing recently. Maybe Haya. I don't know what kind of shape he's in, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick Piano because I like him. Because he practices 14 hours a day, even though he doesn't have to, and I like that. I think that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick him. So that is all for today. I hope you to see you guys for. Oh, I should have actually shown who's in Group C, because I don't even know who is in Group C. Apparently it's 2 Terrans, a Zerg, and a Protoss, and apparently that's the end of the video. Okay. Apparently I'm recommended Minecraft and Flappy Bird videos. Fantastic. Where's the thing? I lost the page now. Yes. So we are going to have Zero, Haya, Tyson, and Mong. That'll be very exciting. That'll be very interesting as well to see Zero, because Zero, like, he 2-0'd his round of 32 group, and then he was all in the interview. He was all like, "Oh yeah, that group was so easy." Note that the group had Mong and Killer in it. And he 2-0'd that group, and now he's got Mong again. But seriously though, I think that was a little bit cocky, and I think it'd be quite funny if he gets smashed now by Haya and Mong. Otherwise, let's see. I don't know. Tyson did pretty well though. He beat Mind. Mind played pretty terribly. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be Tyson and one of the Terrans advancing from the group. Again, I'm not sure what kind of form Haya's in. I don't actually really remember his games that clearly here. Yeah, he lost the piano. I think he played decently. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say Haya and Tyson from Group C. Even though I love Zero, I think it's unlikely for him to advance from this group. Anyway, so that's going to be on Saturday. And I hope to see you guys all there. And that is all from me. So, peace out.